What up, though? Your boy Meech, aka the CI Saint. Hope everyone's doing well. Time for another fragrance video. And as I alluded to on my community tab of my YouTube channel, this is the first round of the SSFA Fragrance Madness Tournament, the CI Saint Fragrance Association. Thought it would be fun with the college basketball tournament on the horizon to do a tournament style fragrance elimination tournament. So I'm bringing that to you guys. I have one bracket of clone inspired by fragrances and one bracket of designer niche fragrances. So we will have a series of videos over the next few weeks crowning a champion. In today's video, this is going to be round one, part one on the clone inspired by side. We have 4 matchups of fragrances and we're going to pick a winner who's going to advance to the next round. Now, in each bracket, I randomly selected 16 fragrances. So these aren't my 16 best clone fragrances. I put these in a randomizer and I just picked the 16 fragrances that were selected by the randomizer. They were seeded by the randomizer 1 through 16, and we're just going to pick the winners and go from there. So in this video, we're going to do the 116 matchup, the 8 versus 9, the always interesting 5-12 matchup, and the 4-13 matchup. So I'm going to show you guys the bracket. I'm going to put it up here somewhere so you can see the fragrances that are in the tournament. But we're going to get started right now with the first round between Phaton Pour Homme by Rasasi, and they're going head up against Afnan's 9 AM Dive. I have both fragrances right here. Here they are. Fragrances 1, the 1 seed, the 16 seed. Let's talk first about Phaton Pour Homme by Rasasi. This is essentially a clone or inspired by interpretation of Terre d'Hermès. So this is going to be a vetiver centric fragrance. You do get a freshness at the top, some citruses at the top. This doesn't have that dirty orange that, Terre d'Hermès is known to have. It's definitely brighter and fresher than the OG. This is definitely very affordable. I purchased this 50 ml for around $25. I think nowadays you can find this maybe even $20 or less. But it's a nice alternative to something like Terre d'Hermès. Again, brighter and fresher than the OG Phaton Pour Homme by Rasasi. The 16 seed Afnan 9 AM Dive, really more of inspired by than clone of anything. It kind of takes elements of several different blue fragrances, Bleu de Chanel, and most notably to my nose, YSL Y. Kind of has that kind of sweet, fruity type of vibe that fragrance has. It's also green. It's a bit woody. Definitely gives you that, fresh shower gel type of feel. Very versatile fragrance. You can very well wear every day. This is one of my go-tos. I'm getting into my travel basketball season. I've talked about that on my channel in the past. I coach travel basketball. This is one of those fragrances that I grab when I'm walking up and down the sidelines because it's so easy to wear and fresh. So this is definitely a good fragrance. In this round, I am going to give the upset edge to Afnan 9 AM Dive. I like the versatility that this fragrance offers. I like the mass appeal and the compliment factor that this fragrance has. It's a nice smelling fragrance. So Afnan 9 AM Dive gets the win over Phaton Pour Homme and advances to the next round. The next matchup. This is the best matchup in today's video. We have the 8th seed from the House of Fragrance World. This is Francique 63.55. This is a clone of BDK's Gris Charnel, going head up against French Avenue, aka Fragrance World's Mirage Absolu. This is an interpretation of Parfums de Marly's Layton exclusive. So with this fragrance, this definitely opens up a lot like Layton before it gets into those darker, deeper, more rich notes that make it more similar to Layton exclusive. You definitely pick up the oud, the spices, the coffee vibe in this fragrance. A little animalic, not over the top in any way, probably not as animalic as the OG Layton exclusive. but a good fragrance nonetheless. Great quality, 8+ hours in longevity. This is a really good fragrance. Francique 63.55, again, a clone of Gris Charnel. This is a very relaxing, calming scent. You get some cardamom spice, you get fig, you get tea, you get iris. This is a fragrance that I enjoy wearing when I'm like hopping out the shower, just trying to chill around the house and I just want to wear something. This is very calming. It's sexy too. Unisex fragrance, although I feel like this does have a slight masculine lean. This is a tough one. I'm talking about by a hair. By a hair, I'm going to give the win to Francique 63.55. I'm a big fan of tea-based fragrances. I love the calming feel that this fragrance gives. And for that reason, I'm going with Francique 63.55 to defeat Mirage Absolute and advance to the next round. All right, our next matchup. Listen, if you know anything about the basketball tournament, you know those 5 versus 12 matchups are always prone for an upset. And ladies and gentlemen, we are on upset alert right here. The 5 seed is in trouble, y'all. From the house of Paris Corner, this is Salty Breeze. This is a part of their autobiography line. This is a clone of Joe Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt, and this is a good fragrance. I would actually say in my test wears of this actually performs a bit better than the OG. I have a 10 ml sample of the OG and I've been doing some comparing of the two. I may even do a video on that topic. I do have a first impressions review of this fragrance if you want more detailed information on it, but you get that salty, aquatic, woody vibe. I really like this vibe. I love the way this fragrance smells. I definitely enjoy wearing this in the warm weather months. Its opponent, listen, its opponent is an absolute beast, and it's a 12 seed. Fragrance World's Spectre Ghost. If you've been on my channel, y'all already know how I feel about this fragrance. Vanilla waffle ice cream cone. Such a fantastic fragrance, and y'all probably know who's the winner. It's Spectre Ghost. I can't even talk. It's Spectre Ghost, the 12-5 upset. This is a fantastic fragrance. Spectre Ghost is going to advance. All right, the last matchup we have here, the 4 versus 13 matchup. The 4 seed is a rack store find from the house of Murata Perfumes. It's called Deal for Man Stardom. This is a clone of L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum by Guerlain. So this is a cherry, almond, slightly spicy, vanillic, woody scent. Really good quality for $15. A lot of depth. This fragrance actually has some transition, which is kind of surprising for it to be a $15 rack store find, but it smells nice, and I'm a big fan of the L'Homme Ideal line in general. So this DNA is very nice. Its opponent, the 13 seed, the newest fragrance to my collection. I actually just wore this fragrance on Sunday and Monday just to get myself a little bit familiar with it. From the house of Afnan, this is Afnan Edict Mystique. So this is a fragrance kind of like 9 a.m. Dive, not necessarily a clone of one thing in particular, but just kind of inspired by a number of different things. I've heard people say this smells a little bit like Sultani by Arabian Oud. I have not smelled that fragrance, but what this really reminds me of on the dry down especially is Mancera's Oud Lemon Mint. There is a mint oud accord that you get on the dry down that definitely reminds you of that fragrance, especially the oud in here. The oud in this fragrance is very reminiscent of the oud that you get in Oud Lemon Mint. Overall, this is kind of a musky, clean, fresh scent with some aromatics and that oud at the dry down. I initially was going to give the edge to Deal for Man Stardom, but I'm going to have to change my pick and go with Afnan Edict Mystique for the win in this matchup, simply because this fragrance is definitely a better quality fragrance than the Murata Perfumes fragrance. This is good quality, very classy, elegant fragrance, kind of a fragrance I would wear if I was going, somewhere dressed up in the warm weather months or going to the office. This definitely gives me that vibe. So Afnan Edict Mystique advances to the next round. Well, there you have it, guys. The first 4 matchups in round 1 of the Fragrance Madness tournament. I will have another video tomorrow where we do the second half of the bracket. 4 more matchups on Thursday and Friday. We'll do round 1 on the designer niche side. Let me know what fragrances you think will win this tournament, what fragrances you thought in this video should have been the winners. Maybe I was wrong. Let me know in the comments section. Let's argue. Respectfully, of course. It's your boy Meech, aka the CI Saint. Be sure to like and subscribe on whatever social media platform you're watching this on. Until next time, take care. Peace.